Well, good afternoon. At least it is here on the Gold Coast. And even though it's a bit overcast today, it's there's Junior. What's up? What? What's up? What's up? He says, "What's up? What's up?" He's doing all the lower voice these days. I think his voice is about to break. So we'll see where you end up with a baritone or a bass baritone. I reckon it's going to be a baritone voice.
Not a bass baritone?
Not a bass baritone. Oh my god. It's like that guy on the only bit of TV I watch is like feats of, grand scale, like, The Voice for the singing, not the drama they do on the side, and what's the other show? And sport. That's it.
Bass baritone.
The rest of it's
Bass
Netflix
baritone
and
sounds,
YouTube.
mega schmexy.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, there's a guy called Wolf at the moment on Voice. I don't even know if he's still there, but anyway, the only bit of TV I do watch. There you go. Anyway, does matter? Well, as a matter of fact, as I've been learning, matter doesn't matter all that much, and we've got so wrapped around the axle on matter, as in the physical, structural world. So we're going to break this down a little bit. Okay, so as you know, I'm going deeper into things like energy and when we're looking at matter and space. Very interesting concept, even though we think we have space here right now where, we've got space in between the buildings, but there's still matter there. It's just that it's a gas and a mixture of like oxygen and nitrogen and a bunch of shitty stuff these days because of us shitting in our own nest, I don't mind saying. Hey JD, Aki's just down in front of me. So with matter, there is space even in matter, we learn. Because if you took like the subatomical particles of an atom, there's a damn lot of space in there because they've got the electrons doing their thing, and apparently they don't circulate nice and, even like, they're actually electrons are like a swarm, and they kind of swarm around the atom. And if you took the nucleus, it's like having a peanut in a football field. As far as the distance, let's say, between that, or the radius, and the electrons that are doing their orbit. There's a lot of nothingness in there, is the point. And when you get molecules starting to form, and depending on the forces of those bonds between atoms, it's going to be a bit more like it's either a gas, where it's like easy, and we can, because we've got skin which, is more solid than the gas of the air, but softer things, wet things, that stuff out there. You can put your hand in it and you can see it and feel it more than you can feel air. But then you've got a building or you've got concrete and you can bang your head up against that. Many of us do, metaphorically, every day. At least we're in that state. And that'll hurt, but you've got some pretty tight bonds that are going on there between each molecule to form these solid structures, right? But there's still a lot of, believe it or not, space in there. And I sort of like, my getting my head around that for a while was kind of, took a bit of work, but it's kind of fascinating. I find it's a pretty crazy concept. And so then when you look at that and the fact that it's energy, you then learn that the more solid structure it is, the lower frequency of, and everything's got a frequency. And don't believe me, I'm just like the messenger here, right? And I don't always get it 100% right. So go and check me on, before you troll me, on Google with this stuff. But I'm always curious and fascinated, with learning, and of course I work in the area of wellness these days, and using health tech to advance, superhuman. Here's the quick ad, into superhuman optimization, and also acting as a bit of a superhuman futurist, because that's where I play, and bring that into programs. But a lot of the focus on energy and learning about frequency, energy, and vibration. I've got a little device at the moment I'm testing out called the Apollo, and it's a pretty amazing little thing coming out of the US. Had to forward freight it. Took forever to get here because of the current COVID lack of transport, but I eventually got it, and I'm wearing the device. I can't markedly say yet that I'm feeling a difference, but I've also got a pretty busy mind, and so allowing some of these things in to the ever busy mind that's been trained over years to be that way because of the corporate system that I was in, and the environment around my life. You miss a lot of information, and I know in past relationships that people say, "I just told you." Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to something else, like my head spinning around. Not like The Exorcist, but just what was going on inside my head. So space. So let's take space into a different context and take it into hey Chris, context of giving yourself space during the day. So here's the thing, and if you haven't been there yet, this is, and especially if you're in the corporate system, this is going to be an interesting one to ponder. Mind you, a lot of leaders that are quite chilled have already worked this out, in that creating space in your day is where the good shit actually happens. Now, Einstein, I'll quote him again. He even has a quote, something to the effect of that, that when he's really trying to find an answer and he's going harder and he's focusing more on it and he's pushing and he's really getting into a stress state in his brain and a certain, low frequency, high frequency sort of state. I think it's high frequency, which is like beta. The beta brain waves, which is during the day, normally you're primarily in a beta state. When you're sleeping, you're in delta. So he says, when I stop and I don't think about it at all, and I'm sure, everyone seems to have had an experience around this, but when you get it to work for you, it's even better. But it's getting off that dopamine fix of achieving that to-do list and getting through it, thinking, oh my God, I think I'll survive. I can get through this list today. Oh my God, I only got like 30% of the stuff done because I had so many interruptions, right? And they're going to happen in our busy world today. But if you can calm down, slow down, create space where you're not addicted to thought that's pumping out, drip feed of cortisol into the system, which ain't good for you all the time, and you're dopamine addicted. Gaming, kids, worry, has the same effect. When you can start to slow things down, and this is where meditation is really good, at least for the beginning of the day and the end of the day. I do mine in the morning, and I'm still working on getting the habit happening at night, because I usually still full of energy at night, and then I think, oh my God, it's late, I've got to get to my usual sleep time, and because sleep time, going within like 5 or 10 minutes of your normal sleep time every night is super important for health. Another subject for another little episode. But creating space during the day, doing that meditation, doing a bit of sport. For me, I know because of the tools that I use and within my program to get people epigenetically optimized. In other words, getting them to switch on their optimum genes that are in their software library of their genome. And there's a lot of circadian rhythm, or what they call chronobiology, in that. And it works for me. But here's the thing, even for me today, to get still and retrain my brain into not being so dopamine addicted and finding space during the day, and then to go and do that workout. Once I get there, once I get over that hump, it's getting easier. Then I'm actually enjoying doing weights during the day and doing my cardio, light cardio. I never go hard these days because I'm not doing triathlons at the moment. Don't know if I'll do one again, to be quite honest. Getting that space makes you so much more effective. And we've been so trained to be, in a way, guilty of taking a break during the day, and or you feel you're not going to achieve as much stuff by taking that break during the day, to give yourself space. And it's in that space, there's so much stuff that will come to you. And it's not just stopping doing something, it's stopping your mind continually reeling on that treadmill. That's the thing. So if you can get into the habit of that and create space, then that's pretty cool. So, I've taken space in a couple of contexts there, and that's where we're headed. It's funny, I was having just to close out, I had a Reiki session. A Reiki, interestingly, has taken off in Australia more than most parts of the world, and this is like over the years. And I've got a lady who's amazing. She's actually, her health type in what I do is a sensor. So very, very ectomorph, very lean, thin, and they are known to sense, vibration, frequency, even hear different frequencies that most of us average humans, the mesos and the endomorphs, cannot. And she does amazing work. In fact, I had a session with her today, and I've had a tight hip. This is getting back to energy. Reiki is all about energy. In fact, I'm going to give her a shout out. Name is Mel Hazeldine. I'm going to actually do a post to give her a rap because she is incredible. Nia, if you're watching this, you loved the head massage she gave after yoga, but she's getting very much more and more into her Reiki and energetic medicine basically these days. Incredible. And you can do this stuff that way, or of course I love tech and health tech, and I'm always testing the latest devices. There's apart from the Apollo, there's another device that I've got that I've been using, and I've got some results from. I'm still learning how to use it properly as well, and we'll tell you more about that on another episode. And I'm looking to interview a couple of people around bioenergetics, energy medicine, and because she was saying, this is the reason I'm bringing her up as well, that she's seeing a lot of people. It's like waking up. By the way, today, 3:48 p.m. AEST on the East Coast is the other date, apart from January 20, they're stating is actually the start of the age of Aquarius. Just letting you know, there's a meditation happening at that time globally, which is going to be interesting because that will change the magnetic field around the globe, believe it or not. So she's saying that she's seeing a lot of energy. People are just waking up to this whole energy thing and frequency. And so we are in such a transition year. I know it, right? And I even said to my mother, who sometimes watches, Deanna, I said 2020 is going to bring something big. There's going to be significant change this year. I just feel it. I can't work it out in my mind because the mind just thinks. It just thinks, and it pulls into a database and so on. And the pineal gland, mind you, is where the tuner is, which we're not that great at. We seem to have lost the way to use that. tunes into a lot of higher order things, into other dimensions. Don't want to go what you consider as being woo-woo. In fact, we're finding out it's not woo-woo, but woo-hoo, and it's science. It's science. As far as, things like fourth and fifth dimension, and in fact it goes up to 12 dimensions when you're talking about the quantum field. And of course, quantum physics, you hear me say it again, Tesla and Einstein were the guys that made these discoveries around everything being frequency, energy, and vibration. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a great morning, evening, lunchtime, whatever it is you happen to be doing. Just enjoy it and work towards staying present in that moment and create space away from the other stuff. Okay, yes? Oh, he's reminding me, we got to wash our feet down first. Thank you, Aki. All right. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.